WLGC-FM, Green Up, Ashland.
Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network now presents Let's Talk Sports. We'll take a look at scores and sports stories, talk with coaches, players, and others. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup, River Cities Builders, and J.D. Flooring of Greenup. Now, here's your host for Let's Talk Sports, James Collier.
What is up? It's another Let's Talk Sports here on the Kool Hits Sports Network. I'm James Collier. Happy to have you along with us this morning. What a crazy event that took place down in Louisville yesterday at Valhalla. The PGA Championship, day number 2, and it started off with a tragedy that turned into a crazy event in which golf's number 1 ranked player in the world, Scottie Scheffler, spent a few moments in jail before being rushed back to the golf course and playing his second round. He is in contention for the lead on moving day as we move into Saturday for the PGA Championship. We'll break all of it down, what's going on, what actually happened, what his lawyer is saying that transpired, and all the events that took place. Looks like could have gone one way. It looks like it has totally gone another. Look at the PGA Championship. Round 2 is still going on. It was suspended due to darkness last night. There's several players still having to finish out their second round. But we'll look at that, where the cut line is. Some of those guys that are still out playing their second round this morning that they'll go out are right there on the cut line. So some of the guys, this is an important few holes that they've got to finish out this morning. But we'll look at that, see who's in contention, who can make that push toward a championship run for tomorrow. Major League Baseball games last night, NBA playoffs. We've got 2 Game 7s coming up tomorrow, and the Celtics kind of sitting back just waiting on the Eastern Conference Finals for their side of things. We'll look at all of that. I'm going to talk with the newest commit to the University of Kentucky men's basketball team, Trent Noah. He was headed to South Carolina. He decommitted. He's going to play for Kentucky and Mark Pope. We'll talk with him a little bit later on the show. And the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week coming up later as well. Real quickly, baseball and softball regular season finished. They're in the books. Now we move into postseason play. All of these games will start up on Monday. Some of the tournaments starting on Tuesday. And then we'll get by Wednesday, pending no crazy weather issues and stuff, which, knock on wood, right now we look okay. We'll have regional field set and then region softball tournament. Again, they haven't done all of this by a vote, but looks like softball is going to play next Saturday for the opening round, Tuesday and Wednesday. So nothing on Sunday, nothing on Monday, Memorial Day. Baseball is going to play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we'll have action from both the regional baseball tournament at Russell, regional softball at Ashland, right here on Kool TV. So here's how it breaks down. For the 61st district, games for baseball will play at Fleming County. Brownland County plays Menifee at 5:30, Bath County and Fleming County at 7:30 on Monday. Softball is at Bath County. Plays Menifee at 5:30, Bath County plays Fleming County at 7:30. Championships for both teams will play on Tuesday, softball at 6, baseball at 6:30. In the 62nd district in baseball, there's only 3 teams. So West Carter plays Morgan County Monday night at 6:30. The winner will play East Carter Tuesday at 6. And then softball at East Carter Middle School, it's East versus Morgan at 6 on Monday. And West Carter at 7:30 on that same day. The championship at East Carter Middle School on Tuesday at 6 p.m. We'll have the action for that one on Kool TV. In the 63rd, both of these are at Greenup County. In baseball, Raceland plays Lewis at 6. Greenup and Russell follows at 8. Championship game at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. Softball does not start until Tuesday. Russell and Raceland at 6. Greenup and Lewis at 8 p.m. And then they'll play the championship game on Wednesday at 6. We'll have all the action for that one on Kool TV as well on both baseball and softball. And then in the 64th district, you've got at Boyd County for baseball. Ashland plays Fairview at 7 o'clock on Monday, and then the championship game is on Tuesday with Boyd County getting the bye. They'll play the winner of Ashland and Fairview at 7. Softball plays at Ashland on Monday. Ashland and Fairview plays at 5:30. Championship game will play on Wednesday with Boyd County playing the winner of Ashland Fairview at 7 p.m. So that's all your district tournament schedules coming up next week. It starts on Monday. Again, we'll have all the action from the 63rd district and softball on Kool TV and the 62nd district softball championship on Kool TV. All again over on our YouTube page. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you see something like it. That bell will alert you each time. And then, of course, we'll have all the action game from the softball championship for the region over at Ashland, baseball soft championship at Russell, right here on Kool TV. All right, we'll take a break. We come back. I'm going to dive into the PGA Championship and the crazy that was yesterday morning with Scottie Scheffler. That's when we return here. Let's talk sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family-owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call that can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Kool hits, the greatest songs of all time. 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Scottie Scheffler had quite a day yesterday down in Louisville at PGA Championship at Valhalla. He was headed to the course yesterday morning to get ready for his second round action. He had an early tee time. But then a tragedy happened around 5 a.m. yesterday. A worker that worked for PGA Vendors was trying to cross the road there in front of the golf course, and a bus that was bringing in other workers, the pedestrian, and killed him. So this created a very chaotic scene that is already chaos in itself. And again, I can speak on this firsthand because I used to live in Louisville. I went to, when the PGA Championship was there in 2001, my sons and I, or a couple of my buddies, went down to the tournament and actually watched the event. So that I've been there, know what the situation is. There is no parking anywhere near the golf course. Okay, you're typically parking a mile or more away and either walking in or, for the most part, using shuttle buses to be driven over to the golf course and dropped off. Then you get a shuttle bus to go back to where your vehicle is. So the only people that actually go into the golf course in vehicles are people that are with the PGA and the golfers. And all of the golfers have specially designated vehicles that has a PGA logo on the side of the car and a sticker in the window that shows that they're a player. So, this morning, as Scottie Scheffler is headed to the golf course, the situation transpires to where all of this traffic that is backed up because of the accident, And now you have the golfers trying to make their way to the golf course. And what Scottie Scheffler is explaining as a big misunderstanding resulted in him in handcuffs in the back of a police cruiser and spending a few moments in the Louisville Metro Department of Corrections downtown. Scheffler pulled around the area where they were. This was not, by the way, this was clarified by Scottie Scheffler's lawyer late yesterday, that at no time did Scottie Scheffler drive through an accident scene or an active investigation. And that was the question that I had yesterday, was if this took place around the accident scene or was this completely at a different location. His attorney did address this yesterday and said that this was not near the accident. The accident was a different spot. Scottie Scheffler was no what part of the accident, nor did he drive through the accident investigation. But he drives around a cop and then eventually pulls into Valhalla where he stopped. But this is where things got crazy. As he pulled around the cop began screaming at him, himself to Scottie Scheffler's vehicle, beating on the side of it. He was apparently dragged, as he says. He received minor injuries. His, I guess, beaten up for where he was dragged on the ground or something, and stopped. And that's when he got Scottie to roll the window down, in which then he dragged him out of the car and began to place him under arrest. Now, Scottie Scheffler at no time became combative, never challenged the officer. He never name-dropped at any point in time in this whole situation. And Jeff Darlington from ESPN did a phenomenal job reporting on all of this yesterday. He was there as it happened. And as Scottie Scheffler walked past him, he looked at Jeff Darlington and said, "Please help me." And as Jeff Darlington approached the officers, identifying himself as media, they basically told him, "Back up or you're going to jail too." One of the officers then intervened that was not with Scottie Scheffler and explained to Jeff Darlington that Scottie Scheffler was going to jail and there was nothing he was going to do to stop it. And then explained to Darlington that he had to move over, that they talked to him, blah, blah, blah. But it was a very crazy situation. Scheffler was released around 9 o'clock, made it back to Valhalla, his routine, went out and played golf. History. Now, the issue that is at hand, the fact that Scheffler has 3 charges that have been filed against him. He was released on his own recognizance yesterday, by the way. He faces second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregarding traffic signals from an officer directing traffic. The assault charge on the police officer is a felony. Are misdemeanors. He's set for arraignment on Tuesday, in which his attorney has said that there's only one of two things that's going to happen. These charges are going to get dropped, or they're going to trial. He said because at no time did his client do anything wrong other than follow instructions of what he was given. Some more information was brought to light in the second statement from Scottie Scheffler's attorney, in which he said that a police officer or a security guard, whichever one it was, that was prior to the one that arresting Scheffler, had given him the instructions of what he was supposed to do. There were other golfers that had gone in front of Scottie Scheffler. Jeff Darlington talked to yesterday morning that arrived at the golf course, had to go around the incident there with where the pedestrian had been struck, had done the same exact thing that Scottie Scheffler had done, and they got into the golf course without incident. So something doesn't line up here. Listen to anyone talk about Scottie Scheffler. Of course, his colleagues on the tour and everybody that's been around it. There is no one that has said anything sideways about this guy. He's the most mild-mannered guy, very respectable. I've not seen anything that leads me to believe that he's different than what people are saying that he is. I don't know the guy, but, I mean, he seems to handle himself pretty well. But on the backside of things, the biggest question that I had yesterday was, Did he drive through an investigation, an accident scene of where it was, where they were doing the stuff, where the pedestrian had been struck? Question that was kind of never being addressed until his attorney did state yesterday that this was not part of the accident scene, which cleared everything up that I was looking for. Now, years in the fire service. A very similar situation that occurred in an accident scene when I was in Louisville. We approached the vehicles where the accident had occurred. I did my scene survey. I went back to the rig to get my crew to tell them what equipment we were going to need for an extrication. And as I'm walking back toward the rig, a car that was coming out of an apartment complex that needed to go across the 4 lanes where we were to leave the area, then proceeded to drive through the accident scene, hit me with their car, and then tried to drive away. At which point I smacked on the car, got the guy to stop. He was eventually arrested, and the rest is history. Side of things, this guy that I dealt with was not like Scottie Scheffler. He began cussing. He became very combative, which the police did really quickly. At no point did Scottie Scheffler ever do any of this stuff. He was kind of bumfuzzled of what all of the issue was going. As soon as he turned into Valhalla and got away from the road, he immediately stopped. And everything's transpired with what happened yesterday morning. Scheffler said that this was a quote on ESPN.com. I was just sitting there in the back of the car listening to the police officer as he's trying to figure out who I am, finding my name, Scheffler said. He continued saying, they were trying to find me in the system, but there was something wrong with going across state lines with the Social Security number and stuff like that. All along, it was a confusing and chaotic situation, but I did my best just to follow instructions and do as I was told as I was sitting there in handcuffs. Outside of that, things escalated from there. Numerous apologies and whatever, but like I said, it was chaotic, it was dark, it was raining, there was a lot of stuff going on. They just had an accident. I didn't know what had happened at the time. Other than there was an accident, I didn't know it was fatal. So the big issue here is that all of this is true of what Scottie Scheffler is explaining, how his attorney is explaining, and the fact that this is a giant misunderstanding. Get back to the situation of now we have another cop who has high temper and thinks that they are above the law. Turn this simple situation that was a misunderstanding into a giant, absolute massive news feed. I mean, every news outlet in the world yesterday morning grabbed this and was running with it. And the basic fact of it is that my question is that drive through. Was he driving through recklessly? Was he trying to speed through? Again, Shelbyville Road, there is the road that's in front of Valhalla. It's not in a high business area. It's nestled out near a community called Eastwood. It's right near the Jefferson County, Oldham County line. It's 4 lanes and a median. You're going down Shelbyville Road coming from Louisville, which is the Middletown area, and you're on your left. Pull through the gate and you drive up in it. And, as far as spectators and stuff, they walk that direction. So, it's confusing to see with, one, a large police presence that was there for the tournament, the mix of the police presence that was there for the accident and the tragedy that happened of the worker that was killed. Raining, it was dark. I mean, there's a lot of places here for confusion. And the basic fact of it is that the attorney says one cop told him what to do, then the next cop is the one that created the situation. So we will find out of what's going to happen on this on Tuesday. But if everything that is true from Scottie Scheffler as well as his attorney comes out of this, we're going to probably see this police officer that created this entire situation lose his badge, which he should. If he escalated the situation into what he did for no more than what is being said has happened, to lose his job because it's a black eye on the community of Louisville, a black eye on the tournament of Valhalla. It's a black eye on the police officers. Because here's the thing. There are so many people today that immediately say, anytime they have a situation like this, here goes the blue being doing what they do again. And listen, there are some bad eggs out there. What they are. Police officers, teachers, managers, anything. There are bad eggs out there. But you can't let little bad eggs ruin the entire bunch. And there are some phenomenal police officers in this world. And it's sad, the fact of it is that police officers get the rap of being, because of a lot of the situations that we've had that have made the national news, that has the police officers at their worst moments, the way that they're acting. And again, it's not that way with all cops. All cops are not terrible people. All cops are not power-hungry pigs. There are some that are like that, though. But it appears that we have the situation of something doesn't add up here. The only people who know what happened is Scottie Scheffler and those cops that were involved there at the accident scene. Or not that I should say, let me back up, not say the accident scene, the scene of where the altercation and the confusion took place with Scottie Scheffler and his directions of how to get into Valhalla. Tuesday's going to be an interesting day as we find out what happened. Okay, enough of Scottie Scheffler. Let's look at leaderboard. Now, as I said, round 2 ended last night due to darkness. We still have some players that are on the course finishing their second round. They have to go out this morning to do so. So, that being said, there are some players that are near the cut line or at the cut line that this is a big game of whether they're going to play the weekend or not. The very first one is Jeremy Wells. 69 on day 1. He's 2 under for the tournament, even par for his second round. He just finished 16th, so he has 17 and 18 yet to go. 2 under. The cut line is 1 under. Eric Van Ruin is also tied for 51st at 2 under par. He has 16, 17, and 18 to play. He's 3 under for the tournament. Excuse me, 3 under for the day, 2 under for the tournament after shooting a 72 on round 1. Now, there are 2 guys who sit fine. Zach Blair and Ben Pollard, both 1 under par, both have 17 and 18 yet to play. And a projected cut line at 1 under would mean they would get in. Now, 2 guys that are just under the cut line at even par, Kyle Mendoza and Adrian Abdugable. Those guys have to play 16, 17, 18. Has 16 through 18 to go. Now, there's some other guys that are still on the course that have some chances, but I think those are the ones that you have to look at and say, okay, these are the ones that have the opportunity to make a move. We'll see how it plays out. Now, to the top of the leaderboard we go, and Xander Schauffele leads things at 12 under par. He shot a course record 62, backed it up with a 68. He's got a 1-shot lead over Kyle Morikawa, who's at 11 under. Tagala is at 10 under par. Those are the only 3 who are at double digits. Morikawa shot a 6 under yesterday. Tagala was 4 under yesterday. After going 65, he goes 66. Jambo is tied in a group of 4 players with Scottie Scheffler, Thomas Detry, and Mark Hubbard at 9 under par. Jambo goes 6 under yesterday, 68-65 his 2 rounds. Scheffler comes back with a 66. Detry with a 67, Hubbard with a 68. Now, rounding out the top of the leaderboard there on the first page, Victor Hovland is at 8 under, Austin Eckroat, and Tony Finau. Wallace is at 7 under, Hideki Matsuyama is at 7 under, Harris English, Brooks Koepka, and Robert McIntyre at 7 under. Justin Thomas, native, actually not. He lives in Goshen, which is in Oldham County. But it was funny, I was watching the coverage yesterday, and he was talking about he never says Goshen because he's afraid somebody won't know how to say it, and they'll call it Goshen. So Goshen, which is just outside of Louisville in Oldham County, is his actual hometown, but he calls Louisville his hometown. But he is in contention. He's tied for 16th at 6 under par. He shot a 4 under 67 yesterday. So that's the PGA Championship, Hall Country Club. A beautiful down in Louisville. The weather yesterday was rain most of the day. Today, no rain. Probably cloudy most of the day, and then tomorrow it's going to dry things out. So soft greens today. I think the numbers continue to grow. Tomorrow we get some sunlight, start to dry out. It's going to firm those greens up a little bit, and I think the numbers don't move quite as much. But I expect probably 16, 17 under to be leading this tournament into Championship Sunday. It's going to be a fun one to watch, that's for sure. And, of course, how crazy would it be if Scottie Scheffler ends up winning this thing and goes back-to-back with majors after what is going to be arguably one of the craziest moments he's ever had in his entire career. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We'll go to the Major League Baseball side of things and the NBA playoffs. We'll check scores and the brackets as we continue here. Let's talk sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV-compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family-owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call that can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup. Cool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Cool Hits weather.
Partly cloudy today. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. We'll see a high of 81. Partly cloudy tonight. Slight chance of a rain shower, low near 60. On Sunday, we'll see a few clouds in the morning. Going to give way to mainly sunny skies in the afternoon and a high of 85.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Major League Baseball games last night. Let's run through how everything broke down. The Pirates and Paul Skeens, what an outing he had. He was dominant in his second appearance. The Cubs 9-5 up in Chicago. He's the highest touted pitching prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was just flat dealing yesterday. 6 innings, no hits. He struck out 11, walked a batter, and there were several times on the radar gun that he was flashing triple digits. The last pitch that I saw him throw, 101. So Pirates certainly have a dude, and this guy has been shoving. He got touched a little bit his first outing. He was dominant yesterday, throwing all of his pitches the way that he wanted to. And, again, triple digits on the radar gun with a fastball. That'll get it done a lot of times. But a guy that's into the fifth and sixth inning and still touching triple digits, that tells you what this guy has to bring to the table. He's going to be a phenom. Now, can he continue to do that type of stuff over the longevity of what it is a Major League Baseball season? Still yet to be decided. We'll see. But he looked really good yesterday as the Pirates beat the Cubbies 9-5 up in Chicago. Phillies over the Nationals 4-2. It was the Orioles beating the Mariners 9-2. Yankees double up the White Sox up in the Bronx 4-2. The Blue Jays 4-3. Twins fall to the Guardians 3-2 in Cleveland. Marlins blank the Mets 8-0. Padres get a win over the Braves in Atlanta 3-1. They put up 13 hits, they being the Padres in the winning effort. Royals defeated the Athletics 6-2. The Athletics have absolutely tanked since last week when I said I'm all in on the playoff run for them. They're now 19-28, not looking good for that hope. Angels over the Rangers 9-3. It was the Astros one better than the Brewers 5-4. Cardinals open the series at home with the Red Sox. They beat my Red Sox 10-6. Tigers blanked the D-backs 13-0. Scaball is Cy Young right now. Tigers 6-0, a 1.80 ERA yesterday is his season. Yesterday, one hit over 6 innings, strikes out 6, does not walk about it. And this dude is legit. Come on, if you don't know who this guy is, you need to look him up because he is going to run at a Cy Young. And I think that it is not even close right now with what he's doing. Reds lose again. They fall at the Dodgers 7-3 last night, and it was the Giants over the Rockies. My final score of 10-5. Now, at the standings, Yankees are back in front in the American League East at 31-15. Game lead over Baltimore, who is only several games fewer than the Yankees. They're at 28-14. Yankees, though, have won 5 consecutive, 8 of the last 10. Tampa Bay has now moved 2 games above 500. They've kind of caught fire here lately. 6 of the last 10, including 3 consecutive. Boston has hit the tank. They're a game under 500 now. Lost 3 consecutive, including 7 of the last 10. Toronto rounds out the basement in the American League East. Cleveland leads the Central. They're a game and a half up on the Royals. Twins are 3.5 off the pace. Tigers have cooled off since a hot start. They're now at even 22-22, 5.5 off of the Cleveland Guardians, and then the White Sox rounding out the basement. Seattle leads the West. 8.5 lead over Texas, who is an even 500. Houston has pulled from the basement into third place. They're at 20-25. Oakland is 6 games behind at 19-28, and the Angels round out the cellar. West. Philadelphia Phillies have the best record in baseball at 32-14. They lead the Atlanta Braves by 3.5 games in the National League East. Washington 3 games under 500, followed by the Mets and the Marlins. Milwaukee leads the Central over the Cubs by 2 games. Pittsburgh 6 games off the pace, 4 games under 500. Cincinnati and St. Louis in the basement. St. Louis half game ahead of the Reds. Reds 19-26. They've lost 7 of their last 10. The Dodgers lead the San Diego Padres by 7 games in the NL West. The Padres a game under 500. Arizona, San Francisco, Colorado. Now, over to the NBA. Number 6. This game played on night. The Timberwolves facing an elimination game against the Denver Nuggets, the defending champs. They were at home. And the interesting situation about this series, the Nuggets won the first 2 in Minnesota. Minnesota won the next 2 in Denver. Then we started winning games at home. Denver won Game 5. Minnesota goes back and absolutely hammers Denver, 115-70. Denver was held to 9 points in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes of basketball for a professional basketball team. That's phenomenal. 22 points, 9 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, 27 points, 3 steals. Series tied at 3 to Denver for Game 7, and it birthed into the NBA Western Conference Finals. Last night, it was the Pacers forcing Game 7 with the Knicks, as the Pacers win 116-103 to force Game 7 and a return trip to Madison Square Garden and the Eastern Conference semifinals Game 7. Jalen Brunson does what he's been doing. He is absolutely beaten up, but he drops in 31 points last night. He was 11 of 26 from the field. He had 5 dimes in the losing effort. Miles McBride dumps in 20. Theo had 17. There were, some good points here for the Knickerbockers, but the Indiana Pacers. Siakam has 25 points last night. They had 4 of their 5 starters finish in double figures. Dropped in 17. Andrew Nembhard had 15, as did Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton was, I think, the biggest guy that was this dude going to do. Is he going to run and hide, or is he going to show up and be the guy that he needs to be? And he was the guy that he needed to be last night. 15 points. He was 6 of 12 from the field, had 6 rebounds, 9 assists. And as your point guard, that's what you want to see. Moving the basketball around, doing what you're supposed to do to get things the way it needs to be. They also got some good stuff from the bench. Obi Toppin dropped in 11 in 19 minutes of work. TJ McConnell came off the bench with 16 minutes. He dropped in 15 points in those times as well. So we go back to New York for Game 7. Looking at the bracket of the way things set up now, here's where we are. We have 6 tonight. This is the Thunder at the Mavs, leading that series 3-2, trying to knock off the top-seeded Thunder. Timberwolves and Nuggets will play tomorrow at 8 in Game 7. That game goes to Denver. The Pacers and the Knicks will play tomorrow at 3:30 in New York. Boston closed out their series 113-98 over Cleveland. So they win that series 4-1, which again is another big for the Celtics that they can sit and wait because they don't play until Tuesday. The Eastern Conference Finals, the first game in Boston, waiting on the Knicks and the Pacers, which is big because Kristaps Porzingis, who did not play in the semifinals, calf injury, is going to be straight on it. I don't think that the Celtics should need to play and win against the Pacers or the Knicks. You can rest him until you get to the NBA championship. I talked about this earlier this week. I think that this season, the Boston Celtics, they've made the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd consecutive year. This is 6 out of 8 years that they've gone. This is a year that it is win it or turn it down. Something has to change. You cannot do what you're doing. You cannot be the team that you are this year. Make it to the finals and lose again. Time to hang another banner in Boston. Time to put the banner back in Boston, in the Boston Garden, where it rightfully deserves to be. It is no secret. Boston has been the best team of the year. This is the time, though, they have to take care of business. I think, again, it's probably a 5-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals, which would be huge for the Celtics to get in quickly so they can rest guys and be able to set up for the finals. I think the Mavs are going to take care of the Thunder. I'm still going Timberwolves. Eye on the Timberwolves, their defense. They do have to go back to Denver and play on the defending champs' home floor. Nuggets going down to the Timberwolves, and I like the Mavs taking down the Thunder. Speaking of the Thunder, there was a guy who put out a 4-bet parlay last fall. The Texas Rangers to win the World Series, the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, Scottie Scheffler to win the Masters, and the OKC Thunder to win the NBA championship. He put $100 down on this. It was going to pay $1.7 billion if all 4 legs hit. Well, 3 legs hit. Point, he was up over $100,000. They were offering him a buyout. Well, then the OKC Thunder threw a wrench in his up, if you will, and all of a sudden they pulled it back. At one point, he was down to $30,000 on the offered payout. OKC won even the series at 2. He said, if it goes back up to $80,000 or more, I'm cashing out. Well, it went back to $1,000, and he did take the cash out. So, a crazy parlay to say the least to get where he got. But for that to be $100 and pay out $80,000, sure, could he take the chance, especially down 3 games to 2, and run with it? No, not a chance. But had it been the Thunder, had they gotten into the Western Conference Finals, I think he probably would have been looking at somewhere around 300, 400 large had they made it there. But I think he made the right decision there. Again, $80K for $100, not too shabby to say the least. All right, we'll take a break. When we return, the newest commit to UK basketball, Trent Noah. He was committed to go to South Carolina. He then decommitted and signed with Mark Pope and the Cats. He played his basketball at Harlan County, who made the magical run into the KHSAA Boys Sweet 16 Finals, falling to the eventual champs in that championship game to Lyon County. But I got to watch this kid play. Phenomenal athlete, very big-bodied kid. He could do a little bit of everything, and we're going to talk to him next after this as we go here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Aid Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return. Refresh. Refuel.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family-owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
The Tri-States Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Aid Sports Network. Let's go to the phone line. Joining us now, he's the newest commit to Mark Pope's Kentucky Wildcats. His name is Trent Noah. He's from Harlan County, and he joins us now. Trent, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? I'm
doing well.
Doing well.
Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I got an opportunity to watch you play at the state championship, and it was just remarkable watching everything that you did. Take me back through the tournament, because you guys made a magical run into the championship, falling to Lyon County, but an improbable game there in the quarterfinals against Campbell County. The only overtime game in the tournament, down big, and there was one point in that game you were coming to the bench, and it was in the third quarter, and you looked at your coach and you said, I want this guy, I'm going to guard him, and give me the ball. And you took over that game. You scored 48 points. You guys go on to the championship. But what a magical run it was for you guys, especially coming out of Harlan County.
Yeah, it was absolutely an amazing run. It was one of the greatest times of my life for sure. I mean, I just love doing it with my guys and the people that I grew up with. It was really a special time and really a fun time for Harlan County. And I wouldn't trade that run for the world. I mean, we worked so hard for it all year, and then to make a deep postseason run like that really is kind of rewarding.
When did you realize that you guys had something very special going on throughout the season, well before you got into postseason? Because you guys started really gaining attention midway part of the year, and the wins started coming very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I always believed in us ever since the first day of practice. I knew that we had it in us to make a deep run because I had all the confidence in the world in me and my teammates and my coaches. But to just really see it come to reality and for us to execute and get those big wins, it was super special.
You guys draw the defending champs of Warren Central in the opening round. You go out with a 67-59 win. How big was that? Because Warren Central, they were down this year, but they were still a really good ball club and a chance to knock off the defending champs in the first round for you guys.
Yeah, that was a huge opportunity right off the gate. I mean, once we got that first win at Rupp, it was a historic night. Our high schools never won a game there, so that was a huge feat that we accomplished. And then, I mean, Warren Central, they're full of great players. I mean, they have a really good player in Kate Unseld going to Western, and then his dad is a great coach too. So whenever you have that duo, you have to go up against. You know it's going to be a war.
You go to Campbell County in the quarterfinals, and it was a game that the Camels looked like they had full control. Third quarter, they're leading, and you took over this ball game. 48 points, 7 of 10 from 3. You had a double-double in every single game. Did you feel like that you guys had control of that game, even though you were down?
I mean, I would say, some of their shots, some of their threes, they started coming off, thankfully, and then we made a few defensive adjustments. That was really, really smart by our coaching staff, and that kind of just put us in position to turn the tide. And thankfully, some of our shots started to fall, and some of theirs started to miss. I mean, I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome to get back in that game and really make a really, really big comeback and advance.
A couple of guys that you have that worked around you, Maddox Huff, a really kind of a Batman and Robin type of piece, but Reggie Cottrell, and I remember talking with your coach, and Reggie had injured his wrist, and at one point he had that wrist taped up and stuff, and he came to the bench, he said, "Coach, can I take this off?" And he takes it off, and it looked like it was Superman coming out with his cape. It was a different type of player. But it was those type of moments that you go back and reflect on of the run that it was for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many pieces and weapons to our team. I mean, like I was talking about, like we have a great coaching staff, and then there's so many players that I'm blessed to play with that are around me. I mean, I'm super thankful for my point guard. He's an exceptional player, and then Reggie, and then I could keep on going down the list and name them, because we really all do. We really all played a piece in that run, and it was just awesome to share it with them, because I mean, we're all from Harlan County. We all have been in the gym working for it, and yeah, I mean, everybody really shared a piece to that, and it was a total team effort for sure.
You get to the championship, you fall to Lyon County and Travis Perry, but a great basketball game that kind of back and forth. But what do you take away of getting so close, but still getting that opportunity to play for a state championship?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a moment I'll never forget in my life. I mean, that's every team's ultimate goal is to win the state championship, and in Kentucky, only one team goes home satisfied and champions. But I mean, it was a really cool experience that we got to be a part of. And I mean, Lyon County, I mean, they had a great team. I mean, of course they have a really good player in Travis, and then they got a few guys around them that are really good as well, and they have a really good coach. So I mean, congrats to them, and they deserve it. But yeah, it something that I definitely won't forget.
Now, for you, the entire time through the tournament, calling you the South Carolina commit, you were headed to Columbia, and then a few weeks back, some things changed. A new coach had introduced at Kentucky, and then all of a sudden you decommit, and the next thing we see, headed to play for Mark Pope in Kentucky. Take me back through the decision process. What brought you to Lexington from Columbia?
Yeah, there's just a lot of factors that went into it, and I'm just thankful that God allowed it to work out the way it did. I'm super happy and super excited to get to campus and the University of Kentucky. I'm super thrilled and have so much pride and passion about the University of Kentucky, being from Kentucky. But yeah, I'm just really thankful that all the pieces kind of fell in line and it worked out the way it did.
Having the success on the floor in the state championship, how much confidence does that instill in you as you go into Kentucky in a new system as a freshman of saying, okay, I have the confidence, I know what I can do on this floor, obviously playing in front of a big stage with the Cats, but that kind of lends you a little bit of maybe a leg up on the field when you go in early?
Yeah, I mean, it just gets me super excited. I mean, because I've played on rough in those games in the state tournament, and then I get to do it as a Wildcat. So it really just gets me super excited, and I just can't wait to get to campus and get to work and play for this state, because I mean it means so much to me.
What was it that Mark Pope brought to the table that enticed you of the way that he's approaching things as taking over the program as the newest head coach for Kentucky, that made that decision for you very easy to say, I'm leaving South Carolina, I'm coming to Kentucky?
Well, all that happened after the whole decommitment process, but he's just a really great guy, and he's just somebody that you want to play for. He knows so much about basketball. He has a great basketball mind, and he's a great person. So he's just one of those people that you want to surround yourself with, and it just makes it so much better that he's going to be our basketball coach.
You look at what he did at BYU and the type of system that he likes to run. Do you feel like that you well into that type of system with the style of game that he's going to bring to Kentucky?
Yeah, I feel like we go hand in hand. I mean, he at BYU they shot a lot of threes and they play that NBA style offense, and I just feel like we kind of mesh hand in hand, and that just makes me even more excited because I feel like we just flow so well together, and I think that I'll be able to thrive in that offense.
Because of your size and the ability to handle the ball, shoot the ball from distance the way that you are, where do you see yourself fitting in that type of system on the floor to where you can work down low if you need to, but you can really drag a big guy away from the basket and shoot that long-range jumper?
Yeah, just whatever the coach staff needs me to do. I mean, I just want to be the best teammate and teammate I can be. Just support my guys and always be there for them, and whatever it takes to get the win is truly what I want to do.
Well, your final game on Ruff's court as a senior, knocked off by what's going to be your newest teammate of Travis Perry. How cool is that going to be for you guys to lock up, being two guys from small communities in the state of Kentucky, representing the state of Kentucky for the Cats?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I love Travis. I have a ton of respect for him. He's a great player. He's a great guy. I'm just super excited to get to work with him and get to campus and really get to know him even better. I mean, we got to play each other for a long time now, but now we're finally on the same team, and we can work towards that same goal of hanging number 9.
He is the newest commit for the University of Kentucky men's basketball team, Trent Noah, joining us here this morning. Trent, it was a phenomenal run for you guys. A pleasure talking with you this morning. Best of luck in Kentucky, and thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we'll take our final break. When we return, it's the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week as we continue after this here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV-compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family-owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup. Cool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Cool Hits weather.
Partly cloudy today. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. We'll see a high of 81. Partly cloudy tonight. Slight chance of a rain shower, low near 60. On Sunday, we'll see a few clouds in the morning. Going to give way to mainly sunny skies in the afternoon and a high of 85.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Time for the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. A big thanks to Trent Noah for the University of Kentucky men's basketball team, joining us on the other side there out of Harlan County. Phenomenal young man, great basketball player. He's going to do some things. Extremely impressed with him, with everything he did there in the state tournament. The kid can shoot. He can play. He's a rebounder. He handles the basketball. He is a phenomenal defender. Big-bodied kid, 6'6", probably 225, 230 or so. He's got a stature to him. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays into Mark Pope's system. He knows what it feels like to play on Rupp's floor. And it was a very nice crowd whenever they played in the state championship. The crowds were back this year. So we had some really good crowds. And, of course, you're going to fill Rupp Arena up and put a lot more in there than what we had at the state tournament. But that young man knows what it feels like to play on that big floor, and he certainly made it look easy at times. But that 48-point game and the overtime win over County, that was one for the ages. That one put his name in some record books. He was way up there, and there were some chances he was going to chase out some names that were like wild names. But I think he ended up like the fourth highest scoring total in a game in the Sweet 16. So certainly keep an eye on that young man, and of course him and Travis Berry getting a chance to represent two small communities, Harlan County on one end, Eddyville from Lyon County on the other. Two hometown kids that's going to put on the blue and white, and will certainly do their best to be the best version of them they can be for the Cats this year from Mark Pope. All right, the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. It's brought to you in part by Borders Sporting Goods out in US 60 in Canonsburg for all your hunting and fishing needs, as well as those Liberty gun safes. See the good folks at Borders US 60 in Canonsburg. Hunting and fishing stuff on sale. Lots of fishing deals going on right now. A full collection of live bait, night crawlers, red worms, mealworms, crickets. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. After all of this rain that we've had this last couple of days and cloud cover, sun's going to get out tomorrow. We're going to be up in the 80s, probably mid-80s tomorrow. Wouldn't be a bad day to get out on the water somewhere or to a local pond or bank fishing or something, go see Brad and the gang out there today. They'll get you all set up for what you need and ready to get out on the water. Or if you're just looking for an early Father's Day gift, Father's Day is coming up next month, opportunities to get out there and get some of those great gifts ready to go for Dad. And don't forget those Liberty gun safes, best selection of Liberty gun safes in the tri-state area. What has happened that we have turned in such a vile, patient society? And something I've talked about on this show so many times, and I'll continue to rant and talk about this over and over and over again. But we are, again, talking about a topic that seems like becomes something normal on an everyday basis. A situation that happened to me earlier in the week. I was driving state, coming back from a game earlier this week, had a car behind me. I'm basically driving almost 80 miles an hour to get around a car. And I've got a car up behind me that is basically connected to my truck with the tailgate and is throwing their hands up at me, telling me to move. Speed limit is 70. I'm driving 78 miles an hour. And I've got a car that's basically pushing me down the road trying to go. And then if it's not bad enough that they're going so fast, they're slamming their hands up in the air and screaming for me to get out of the way. The funny part was, miles down the road, I passed this car. By the way, I'm still driving 78 miles an hour. Some people just cannot grasp the concept of drive the way you're supposed to, don't drive like an idiot, and get there a lot. Some people think that time is so valuable that no matter what the limit says, they'll drive as fast as they need to get where they need to go. And heaven forbid if anybody happens to get in their way. But the fact of it is that what happened to where in society that we are so consumed with thinking that our time is the most important thing in the world. Two, if somebody doesn't treat us like we are royalty, we turn into a temper tantrum-laced 2-year-old. And three, thinking that scream and yell and do anything we want to towards any person in the world because, hey, I'm not getting my way. Don't understand it. It's like I was watching yesterday, driving to a game I did in Huntington with Marshall Baseball yesterday, and every time that I pulled away from a traffic light, the vehicle that was sitting next to me, it was like they were shot out of a cannon. Then you're thinking like, okay, is it just that I'm getting old, have a birthday, or is it the way that some of these people do it? But it's every car. And the crazy part is that they shoot out of a cannon, within a mile or so, back up to this person side by side. I just don't get it. Why are we in such a hurry for everything? And if you're always in such a hurry, maybe your time management is the issue. If you would plan to leave a little bit extra time, you wouldn't have to be in such a hurry. My wife gets so frustrated with me when we do games because I'll have a game that starts at 6 o'clock and I want to be there no later than 4. A game that starts at 7:30, we need to be there by 5:30. Saying that's 2 hours. Yeah, but you never know when you're going to run into a situation that requires some extra time. And no matter whether you're going for a job interview, you're going to work, or you're just going to visit someone, you always have to be on the free of the last possible moment in time to be able to make that time frame happen. Slow down, take a deep breath. So angry all the time, maybe you wouldn't be so tense. As the great Ferris Bueller once said, slow down and look around, you're pretty fast. Slow down, take a deep breath, stop being angry, give yourself a little extra time, and maybe things for you might not seem so tense and chaotic on a normal basis. That's the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the week. A big thanks to Trent Noah from the University of Kentucky men's basketball team and from the Harlan County basketball team from the state championship runner-up. Greatly appreciate his time this morning talking with me. Well, I will not be with you next week. We have, if everything plays out the way that it's going to be a shortened show, so it'll be a recorded show. I won't be with you on Saturday morning because we are going to play region softball on Saturday if everything plays through. I was given 11, 1, 3, and 5. Those games are going to play at Ashland. So over on Kool TV, that's where we'll have the games for you. Baseball set to start on Monday over at Russell. Again, all of those games on Kool TV. If you've not subscribed, do so. Give us the bell and the thumbs up. We'll keep you alerted with everything we've got going on. That's it for me, guys. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to get really nice out tomorrow. Get out and enjoy some of the sunshine. Enjoy the week. I'll talk to you next week right here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.